now, believe it or not, I can't believe it. Victoria Fontan. Victoria, she's been with us from the very, very start of our work as a community. She's been with us since 2002, and every day she seems to be risking her life to clean up the cogitosphere through education. She is the author of the book Decolonizing Peace, which turns out to be one of our top sellers for Dignity Press. So congratulations, Victoria. She is currently the Vice President of Academic Affairs at American University in Afghanistan, a university in exile. We're so happy and thankful that she was evacuated safely out of Afghanistan. Victoria, I'm going to turn it over to you. Thank you so much for being with us. We're giving Victoria a little extra time because she has a big story to tell. So welcome, Victoria Fontan.
Thank you very much, Linda, and thank you, Evelyn, and thank you everyone for being here today and for listening to my account of the teamwork that has sought to put our university on a path to shared dignity through crisis. And you know, sometimes it's a little cliche to say that crises bring opportunities, but this one that we have lived over the past summer has really brought us together as a community. And I would like to share that story of not just us re-establishing ourselves as a university in exile in dignity, but a dignity of substance, and that is something very important. So as August 15th arrived, which August 15th was the fall of Kabul, we were all in denial. We all thought that the past 20 years of life support towards Afghanistan, millions and trillions of dollars sent into Afghanistan had meant that the country wouldn't fall overnight. And it literally did. So on August 12th, I was called by the French embassy and told it's only a matter of days before the country is going to fall. And my president at the same time was called by the New York Times, telling him that the office was folding. And so we had an hour to decide whether we were going to go or not. And that was the first hurdle, because we didn't want to go, because we were with our community, and because what would happen to all our colleagues and all our students and all our friends, you know, if we left, and why would we leave? Why they would still be in Afghanistan? And they were, you know, if you remember the speeches from President Biden, it was all about, oh, we tried to help them and Afghans failed. And in a way, they deserved what was about to happen to them. So on August 12th, my president and I decided to try and get as many students as we could from Afghanistan, because it wasn't fair that just us would leave. And it was not just us. I don't know how many of you saw the movie Hotel Rwanda, but I remember that scene when the internationals leave and they take their dogs with them. And the rest of the community, the Tutsi community in Rwanda, was left to the genociders. And we were in the same situation. We had 2 dogs, 1 cat, 4 Afghan students, and we were 5 internationals. And so what we did was that we decided if we left, everybody should leave. And so we called universities, American universities in conflict areas, one in Suleimaniye in Iraq, in Iraqi Kurdistan, and the other one, American University of Central Asia in Bishkek. And we asked them to welcome our students. In 1 hour, we got an answer back from the American University of Iraq in Suleimani, telling us they were ready to take 300 students, even students without passports. The president of Iraq was going to give them free passage. They had raised the money, and even the financial director of that university said yes. And as you know, for those of you who work in universities, it is extraordinary. And so we knew on August 12th that we had at least a plane of 300 students able to evacuate 300 students. The American University of Central Asia did the same thing. It's part of the Open Society University Network. And here we found, as August 15th occurred, we had two choices. That morning, there was a private jet that was taking us internationals out of Afghanistan. And then my president and I sat down and we said, whoever takes that plane is going to be out of commission for the next 48 hours. We didn't even know where the plane would go. We didn't know where it would land. And we said, one of us is going to be out of commission. The other one has to make the student lists for the rest of the students to leave. And so, we flipped a coin, and then I was the one who stayed, and he left, and he was completely up in the air for the next 48 hours. And in that 48 hours, it was, those were very painful scenes, because it was an entire country that had been basically left to the mercy of their worst nightmare. And so as we saw the country disintegrate, we also realized that all the promises that had been made were, was understood by the Afghans as not just lies, but as somehow dignity of circumstance. And so we realized that what we needed to do was to bring back a dignity of substance and to say, as an institution, we are in this together, and we're going to stay in this together. And everything that we do throughout our network of solidarity is going to be for everyone to be safe and to get out of Afghanistan. The mission is not over until we're all out. And so we've been working towards it ever since. But that has brought other challenges. So as people got out, as our faculty got out, we have still 3 full-time faculty members in Kabul who are in hiding. And as they got out, our major donor, USAID, said, wait a second, our cooperative agreement says we need to pay people in Afghanistan in Afghanis, which is the currency. But then we said, no, we have people now who are in refugee camps all over the world. We have people in 20 countries, and we have faculty still teaching from refugee camps. And that faculty hasn't been paid for more than 4 months now, since the fall of Kabul, because USA dictates us to pay them in their Afghan bank accounts in Afghan. So they have no money. They are still teaching online. And what we've done is that we've established a fund where we can share our salaries with our Afghan colleagues. So we are doing this now. And throughout all this, we've realized that what we were doing for solidarity and for dignity was not enough, because now we are giving part of our salaries to our colleagues. But then what happens afterwards? We still have huge disparities in salaries between internationals and nationals. And so we are now undergoing a process of equalization of all our salaries, because we're all equals. And sometimes, again, that dignity of substance is about putting our money literally where our words and our mouth is. And so we are also working on that. What we have found throughout this ordeal for the whole community is that we found people ready to take 1 or 2 or 3 Afghan students just to say, hey, I am hosting a few Afghan students, aren't I great? Universities from all over the world wanting, as my president says, the scoop. Give me a scoop of displaced students so that I can take a photo operation with them. We found many universities across the world that wanted to dismantle us like a ship out of a shipwreck in Pakistan. And somehow very few universities within our network wanted us to thrive, to succeed, to be reborn, and to keep working for education in Afghanistan. Today, we are teaching online. We are the only university teaching women in Afghanistan as of today. And we're very proud of that, and we will continue And we will continue doing this without salaries or with less salaries. But somehow that has taught us that there were other universities like us within our network who were thinking the same way and who tried to help us instead of dismantling us. And we are not just establishing a dignity-bound institution, but a dignity-bound network of institutions like us who are truly aiming to empower one another and to help one another grow. And that's the beautiful story that I wanted to share today, because we have seen during this crisis how solidarity can change the world, and we will continue doing so, and with all your support. And thank you very much for giving me this platform tonight.
Victoria, thank you. I think you are a living example of courage in connection with all who are in your sphere to really bring the lives of people forward in a way that's positive for the rest of the world. I so much appreciate your message about dignity of substance instead of just window dressing. We want dignity of substance. Your illustration of how you came together with these other institutions in solidarity to help your students. It is a great honor to have you with us today. And thank you for sharing your story. I can't believe you're in an airport right now. And I know we have a little sound interference, but please, everyone, give Victoria a round of applause, because she is a living example of courage and action around the world. Thank you so much, Victoria. Now,
dear Linda, do we dare to have a group photo with Victoria, or will that take too much time?
Let's go and dare to have a group photo while we have Victoria in one spot. And I'm putting everybody back in the spotlight if all goes well, but you need to have your camera on. That's great. Okay, I just spotlight. Comes Femke, here comes you, and I'll put myself in the spotlight. Whoops, there we go. All right, we can take a picture now. Oh, without the mask, wonderful.
Anybody who wants to be in the photo, yes, anybody who wants to be in the
hang on, Anna. We're going to finish. I think we're going to finish our Dignilogue before we move to the big photo. So in about 20 minutes. Oh, I know what you're saying. You're saying why we have Victoria here. Is that what you're saying? You
Yes.
want everybody? Okay, everyone. Anybody who wants to be in the photo, turn on your camera. We're going to get a picture with Victoria.
Oh, I'm sorry. Got it.
Now I understand. All right. Give Victoria a wave as she's on to say.
Yeah, I'm taking pictures, but I love the wave. This is wonderful. Thank you, Victoria. That was incredibly powerful.
Thank you, Victoria. What a contribution to our
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
For your courage.
And yes, it's really, her courage is incredible. So we're glad you're with us, and all of us. I highly recommend Victoria's book, and we're going to talk her into writing another one, I hope, soon, when she has spare time.
I'm ready. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Victoria. Now I'm going